Hi, I'm Doug Landau. I've been doing information security for 30 years and performing assessments for different companies and state agencies. I'm here to introduce a security topic on 3 different levels. Let's get started.
I'm a little bit familiar with cybersecurity. I have a couple things on my computer, like ad blocks or just things to sort of monitor the viruses and things like that to keep it safe.
Sure.
And for cybersecurity, I'm really just interested in how it all works. So definitely tell me more.
Great. There's so much to learn about cybersecurity, but the basic thing about cybersecurity is we have assets, data, like how much you're being paid or what your social security number is, and we have systems like your computer system or your phone that might contain that, or we need it to process, and we want to protect them. And that's cybersecurity in a nutshell.
So I don't want for security to just be a one-off thing I do. How can I make sure that it's a bigger part of my life?
Yeah, in terms of making security part of your lifestyle, it's awareness, understanding what the threats are and what you can do, and also making habits of those things. Do you ever walk around your corporation and notice a red flag of, I'm not sure that's right, this might be a security problem?
Yeah, usually a document that's been left out.
Sure, so you can quickly identify that sensitive data. It's not at a place it should be. Giving examples of what's happened in the past can help. For instance, a USB key that is found in the parking lot, right? Looks like a good find, and hey, those things are worth 15 or 20 bucks. I'll plug it into my computer and see what happened. Well, you've heard this or been burnt before, right? But not everyone at the organization might be aware of that. Recognizing people who tailgate or utilize someone else using a badge to open a door and then just going in behind them and they're not being challenged, paper being left out, things plugged into a computer that weren't there, or maybe behavior of your computer that just seems odd. For instance, you come in on Monday morning at 8 a.m. and it says, welcome back, you last logged in last night at 2 a.m. If that wasn't you, you should be trained to tell someone about that. And if you're ever unsure what something means, a piece of paper, a wire coming out of something, is this person really a visitor here? Just know who to ask, and you never get in trouble for asking. And typically you might even get rewarded, but you certainly help your company be more secure. So Greg, why do you think we should care about cybersecurity?
Everyone should care about cybersecurity. There's personal and professional reasons for why we should care. On the professional side, it's about protecting our companies and the data that our companies have and our customers.
How many diseases have we wiped out because we figured out you got to wash your hands between surgery?
I don't know, but I hope it's a lot.
A ton, right?
There's a culture mindset to security that I think can help really enable the business, especially if you bring it to your customers in terms of here's what we are doing. I think a part of that is not just about comfort, it's about realizing the value to the greater mission.
Yeah, and that's the key, is if you can tie what the policies or what we ask our employees to do is always a part of the mission. It should never be anything other than that, and you got to make that clear. Greg, I want to thank you for talking about cybersecurity. Always enjoy the discussion.
Thank you, Doug.
Burnt chicken. Don't mistakes just taste amazing? If you see smoke at the office, it usually means something's pretty wrong. You can choose to do or say nothing, but you better hope it's just leftovers that are burning. Yeah, facilities, please. You must act and speak. The same can be said of cybersecurity. If you see an email where the sender address is different than the display name, you're looking at smoke. Maybe it's pressure to download a link or an attachment. Smoke. An invoice that looks out of place. Strange greetings, odd timestamps. Smoke. Woo! I'm all fired up. These are all telltale signs you're looking at a phishing email blazing its way through your inboxes. Social media is another tasty one. Random friend requests, unfamiliar messages, or fake job offers are all evidence that something's wrong. And even if you do the right thing by avoiding a scam but say nothing, your coworkers might still fall for it and divulge info to con men, or help spread malware across your network. Voice phishing is just as bad, where callers impersonate a trustworthy source and encourage you to give up info. If you get a call and your spidey senses are tingling, it's okay to hang up and call back a number you know and trust. Phishing spreads like wildfire if not reported. Can you see how it's not enough to do nothing? Let me light a fire under you. If you assume someone else will report it, you're just throwing gas on the flames. Speak up. Be the one that stands up and says something to the security team. You and everyone you know can be targeted for access or information, but you can choose to make adversaries pay by reporting that something just isn't quite right, especially when it looks like smoke. Cut. Yep. Cut.
I'm Melissa Flick, and I have been a technical security trainer for about 20 years. And we're going to talk about a couple of topics today at 3 different levels. It should be fun. We're here to talk about passwords.
Okay.
I think the main thing is we want to make sure that whatever passwords we have, we protect them so that people who shouldn't have access to that password don't see it. They can't get to it. So what do you think makes a password a strong password or a good password?
From my experience, it's either like a capital letter or a number or like one of those special characteristics. I don't even know what they're called, like asterisk or like, yeah, something, hashtag, whatever, I don't know.
Okay. What about password length?
Okay, a minimum of 6 to 10. There.
Okay, 6 to 10 characters? Okay. Have you ever heard about passphrases, what that might be? If I write these really complicated passwords like pound, underscore, my first dog's name, then an underline, and then some random string of letters, next time I go to log in, I forget it.
Yeah, exactly. You have to write it down. Maybe I gotta switch it up.
Maybe switch it up a bit and come up with some passphrases. So we're here to talk about passwords.
We are.
And I know you know a few things about passwords.
A little bit. I've had experience with some bigger companies. I've done some contracting for the government, and passwords and password management are very, very important at that level.
All right. So tell me what you know or some experience you have in password strength.
Password strength, I know to keep it longer. I know the shorter the password, the easier it is to crack. I also know that I want to keep my passwords either random or not easy to figure out.
Some of our cybersecurity experts have told me that a good trick is to have spaces in the middle of your passwords.
Yeah, wow, I didn't know that.
So that's a pretty good technique. So we're here to talk about passwords.
Yes.
Now, when you're working for a company, it seems like you're a higher value target for a cyber criminal to attack and get into. Could you explain sort of why it's so important that employees at companies protect their passwords?
Right, yeah, so I mean, depending on your level of access, you obviously have access to things that could be considered a huge competitive advantage or, maybe some in proprietary technology. And when people that want to do harm to the company get access to your password, they can use it and then get access to that information and gain an unfair advantage, or even worse, in our case, because I work in a healthcare-related field, they can get access to personal health information, which obviously is a huge
So you're the gatekeeper for all these other people who are relying on the company to keep their information safe.
Exactly. And obviously on the front page of the paper, it's not going to be the hacker's name, it's going to be the company's name, right? So I mean, it's going to be us. It's not our fault.
What would a company want you to do if you thought your password was exposed?
We have to immediately contact our privacy office and then contact basically our IT office. The head of our IT and the head of our privacy needs to be contacted immediately.
Okay, so I think what we figured out today is that longer is stronger. Don't reuse your passwords, and try a passphrase so it's easy to remember and type. The company is a gatekeeper, and you as an individual are a gatekeeper to protect all of this information, and there's a lot of responsibilities. around that.
The best part about grocery shopping? The full-out sprint and cruise on the buggy. Ooh! You know what I always forget? A list. Password managers are the list you never forget. Password managers are exactly as they sound. Apps that manage your passwords so you don't have to. The nightmare of trying to remember 100 credentials is over. All you have to do is enter a fresh login, add or randomly generate a password, and hit save. From that point on, it's the manager's sole job to protect your passwords, encrypt your passwords, help you log in securely, and help you access your passwords whenever, wherever. Sound like a good deal? There's only one catch. You have to remember one master password to rule them all. So yeah, for the love of all that's good, please don't share it. All things considered, using a password manager is way more secure than not using one. So, get a list, put the groceries in, and cruise!
Ooh, yes, ready to party, hey!
ID.
Yeah, here.
And the secret code.
Ooh, getting in this club is like using multi-factor authentication. MFA, sometimes called two-factor, is like adding extra layers of protection to your account. MFA is something you know, something you are, or something you have. Let's face it, there's a good chance your username and password are just floating around on the dark web thanks to the data breaches that seem to happen every day. And we make it even easier for the bad guys by using the same password on all of our accounts. You know who you are. So, protect yourself. If your organization allows MFA, turn it on and enable it for all of your personal accounts. So the next time someone tries to log into your account, they have 2 bouncers to deal with. That's a lot tougher than just one measly password. Here's the code.
I'm sorry, that code has expired. Would you like me to rescind it?
Remember chickenpox? Woof, that left scars. Now we get vaccinated. But back then we took it for granted that we were gonna itch. Bad. Malware is the same way. Malware, or malicious software, is like an infection for technology, designed to spy, steal, and destroy. And there didn't used to be very many ways to defend yourself against it. It was dial up straight into harm's way. Now, a software update is like a vaccine. It's protecting you from all known strains of malware. Not a bad deal, huh? The flip side is when you're like, nah, I'm about to ignore this update. I'm good. Yeah, well, that's a great way to contract a virus. It doesn't help when you're downloading movies from third-party sites and clicking links or opening attachments in sketchy emails. Meh. Best to binge watch shows on trusted sites rather than online back alleys.
Oh, come here, girl. Where are your humans? Cute kid, this one. Let's see what your name is. Oh, Lamb Chop. Let's see if there's a number here to call. Yeah, let's give this a ring. Yeah, hi, I think I may have just found your puppy. Oh, really? I know, well, hey, tell you what, I'd be glad to return her for you. Awesome. I understand. Well, I'm glad she's so important to your family, you'd do anything to get her back. Yeah, I'm thinking something fair. Maybe $400 cash? What's the cost to recover something valuable to you? Priceless? How about heirloom family photos or a video of your child's first footsteps? Can you see why criminals would want to steal these things just to charge money to return them to you? That's what ransomware is. A cyber criminal looking to lock your computer files so he or she can demand payment to unlock them. To make it worse, paying the ransom doesn't guarantee you'll get anything back either. There really is no honor among thieves. Listen here though. There is a backup plan that can thwart ransomware attacks at work and at home, and it involves, you guessed it, backups. The backup plan is to back up your data to the cloud or external hard drives so that if the unfortunate happens and you're staring at a ransom payment, that you know it's not your last hope to see those priceless videos again. Some preventative tips to keep in mind. Avoid clicking on links, downloading attachments from unknown senders, browsing to unfamiliar websites. Best not to lose your puppy in the first place, if you know what I mean. You will save yourself and your organization from a world of hurt. Carelessness costs time, money, and jobs, but caring is free.
The day you opened the mailbox and got that acceptance letter, felt like freedom, spreading your wings. Now imagine it was all a hoax. Like, congrats, act fast. Go ahead and register and give us all your money. Wait, is that what happened? Did I get phished? Phishing is a criminal tactic designed to reel people in to reveal sensitive information or take some kind of action. It often takes the form of an email that's asking for too much, like, click this link, I swear it's safe, or download this attachment and run the executable, or I'm a Nigerian prince and I have too much money. Phishing is always tugging the heartstrings or creating a false sense of urgency. Is this really the CEO asking for money? Unlikely. Don't blindly trust content. Emails can often be counterfeit, so don't hurry up and help the con man. Look for red flags like weird URLs in emails and report them. It doesn't matter if you're a big fish or a small one. Just don't take the bait.
I'm normally coming at you from the studio, but these days I'm working from home for, reasons. Hey, enough with the jelly beans. Oh, sorry, I wasn't on mute. Anyway, so far so good. I'm almost safe enough to forget about the big, scary world outside. But the security team just sent an email out that reminded me I'm not as cozy as I feel. So I wanted to take a moment and do a little security vlog so you had the latest tips and tricks about cyber hygiene. Check it out. First, check with your IT department about a VPN or a virtual private network. This is the most secure way to work with sensitive data remotely because it routes your internet traffic through your work network. If no VPN, then make sure to connect only to trusted home Wi-Fi or personal hotspots like MiFi's or LTE when working with sensitive information. Avoid public Wi-Fi or your neighbor's Wi-Fi whenever possible. Second, lock your computer when getting up from your home workspace by pressing Windows L or Command-Control-Q on a Mac. This reduces the likelihood that a family member or a child could accidentally destroy work material. It's not a bad idea either to securely store your devices when not in use. Third, keep work data on work devices. It may be tempting to send work emails with personal accounts, use your personal cloud storage drive, or offload data to personal devices and USBs. But it will only put your organization and your coworkers more at risk of data breach and data leakage. It's just not worth the risk. And a fourth bonus tip, watch out for suspicious invite links for remote meetings. You know the ones that are legit and the ones that try too hard. It's okay to sit back, relax, and work hard from home. Just make sure you do it securely. All right, guys, I'll end the meeting for now. We'll talk soon.
It's been a while since I've got my hair cut. Thank you. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you about mobile security. You've downloaded apps from the App Store before, right? Well, I got the Gizmo weather app the other day just to see if I needed to bust out my short shorts for vacation. And the app asked for permissions to my photos, location, and camera. Does it need to see my short shorts? I don't get it. But I accepted anyways because I was in a pinch and needed to forecast the week with more accuracy than licking my finger and sticking it in the wind. Later that week, I got a notification that a reseller was breached and my name and location was included in the leaked data. But that's not even the crazy part. I later found out the only reason my name was in there was because the same weather app I downloaded sold it to them. Mind blown. You could say I got a lot more than I bargained for. So note to self, and to you if you're interested, verify. Verify that the app you want to download does what it says it does by reading reviews, researching online, or asking your security team. And when it asks for permissions, verify that it absolutely needs more access or just decline. I promise it's better than unintended consequences. Figures. Have you ever heard someone say they store their data in the cloud? Not exactly the most intuitive concept, right? The cloud is actually not a cloud at all, but the combined power of many servers offering to store backups of your data for a small price. Maybe this doesn't sound all that powerful to you, but get this. If you rented just this much storage in the cloud, you would have 50 million times more computing power than NASA had to send Apollo to the moon. Now, I like to think of the cloud as a powerful tool to transport data fast and smooth. It's kind of like a sports car. The problem comes, however, when you mismanage and lose control of that powerful tool in 3 primary ways. Number 1, when you spend time taking care of it, only to give away the keys to someone you don't trust. It's like carefully uploading your valuable data to the cloud just to boast about your 6-character password. That's not what they mean by babying it. Number 2, when you create a file and then leave it wide open. That's a pretty careless parking job. Always set document permissions to private and share with only those who need to know. And number 3, when you don't use the cloud, you were given this incredible tool. Don't ignore it and try to send the data the old-fashioned way, like attaching a document to an email and hoping it gets there safely. Upload the file to the cloud, follow policy guidelines, and ask the security team if you need help. They say the cars we drive and the way we drive them say a lot about us. Well, with the cloud, you have 50 million times more power than this sweet ride. Enjoy it, but don't drive fast and take chances. My best advice? Set long and strong passwords, upload files to this powerful tool, and share them with those who need to know. Because a breach in the cloud could really ruin your day.
Way back in your glory days, coloring inside the lines was your actual focus in life. There weren't any consequences of failure, except for maybe this hideous scene. Now, if you color outside the lines, it may be a policy violation. Let me explain. Take the clean desk policy, for example. If you feel like getting a little creative with your file storage, it's not only not funny, it's probably an abusive policy and definitely a goldmine for curious strangers. Or what about password length? Wearing a company badge outside of work, water cooler talk, candles and fire hazards, clocking out early, coming in late, short skirts, jorts, and cute boards? No, but really, what does policy say? It's probably not for no reason. I mean, come on. Who said coloring inside the lines can't be fun? Ever heard of data classification? You know how every spy movie is like top secret, and if I told you I'd have to, you know, send Bond, James Bond. Well, all they're really talking about is types of data and types of people. I'm not kidding. On one hand, you have information or data that isn't public and needs to be protected. On the other hand, you have people with special 007 need-to-know permissions. The trick is knowing how to label information so it gets to the right people at the right time. There's a reason great companies keep their trade secrets, well, secret. It's what preserves their competitive advantage. And that's data classification, folks. You contribute to the cause every day when you file information correctly, organize public and private data, and shred sensitive info when no longer needed. Take our word for it. From Security with Love.
Free lunch? Nah, my grandma always said no such thing as a free lunch. And that's especially true when it comes to data privacy. Think about it. Most of the apps you use are free. If that sounds too good to be true, that's probably because it is. Let's break it down. When you download something for free, you are the product. What I mean is, all these apps and websites are collecting information about you, what you're searching for, what you like, and then they turn around and sell you to some ad agency. You think I'm joking? Remember yesterday when you were searching for that pair of shoes and then every ad you saw just happened to suggest the same kicks you were looking for? That's no coincidence. With all these apps and sites watching you, you best make sure you're watching them too. Let me give you a few tips on data privacy. If you're downloading something, make sure you understand what you're actually agreeing to before you click OK. Then check out the reviews online. If everybody's hating on them, just turn around and walk away. And don't forget to update the privacy settings on all the stuff you already use. You basically got 3 choices. You can let them take whatever they want, you can ignore the internet entirely, or you can start taking your data privacy seriously. Like I said, there's no free lunch when it comes to data privacy. And sometimes, you just gotta handle it yourself.